Am I the a-hole for laughing at my girlfriend when she suggested I should offer to pay the bill for her family? My girlfriend, 21 years old female, and I, 23 years old male, have been together for a year and a half. Her family is super sweet and I get along great with them. Now my girlfriend's dad is pretty well off. Every time I've gone out to dinner with her family, he always foots the bill. Her family has been great to me. They always welcome me in their house. I went on a vacation with them back in the winter. Her parents paid for our hotel for the entire week. Her dad gave her money for food, granted it was for her, her brother and myself. I also only paid for half of my flight because my GF offered to pay for the other half. The only thing I really had to pay for is food a couple of days out of the trip, which my GF pitched in and helped with too. This past weekend my GF, myself, her younger brother, and her dad went out for brunch. I was spending the weekend with her anyway, so she invited me to join them. Before we left, her and I were talking and she mentioned how maybe I should offer to pay for brunch, as in for all four of us. She assured me that her dad would 1000% refuse to let me pay, but he would probably really appreciate and respect me for offering. Now here's where I may sound like an age, but I honestly laughed at her suggesting this. I told her I would offer to cover her and my portion of the bill, but to expect me to offer to cover the entire bill is absurd. Sure, I work a full-time job and all of that, but I have my own bills and stuff to worry about too, and she wants me to offer to pay for a $1.50-ish brunch? She told me that if her dad accepted, which she could 100% guarantee that he wouldn't, that she would send me half for the bill. I continued to laugh and told her I'm not doing that, I'll offer to pay for our half and that's it. I asked her if the roles were reversed, if she would offer to pay for the bill for my family. 8 of us in total including my GF, she said that's completely different. That's 8 people, not 4. We both have very different upbringings, in terms of the situation I mentioned about paying the bill. She grew up with a decently well-off family where they would constantly argue on who would pay the bill, because everyone in her family would always offer out of courtesy. I grew up very differently as I come from a family that was not financially well off. If someone offered to foot the bill, you just sit back and let them do it. When we went to brunch, I offered to cover both her and my portion of the bill. Her dad immediately refused and covered the whole bill. She gave me a "I told you so" look. She thinks I was an a-hole for how I reacted to the situation, and says I should have trusted her. She told me she needs some space because my reaction to the whole situation is kind of a turn-off to her, and she needs to think about things. Am I the a-hole?
You weren't obligated to offer, but yeah, you are the a-hole for not having any modicum of courtesy, generosity, given how much her father has treated you to. Do you have no shame or self-respect? And your girlfriend was right that he wouldn't let you pay, plots no risk to your finances since she offered to pay half if she was wrong. You sound like a leech. A selfish one too. Don't be surprised if your girlfriend's attitude towards you is seriously damaged by this. I grew up poor and I would never have acted like you. You are the a-hole. You are not generous at all, and your girlfriend and her family are. Not even just that, but you laughed at her for even mentioning it. That's messed up, man. Seriously messed up. I can see why she is reconsidering. So her family has paid for you many times, and you can't even entertain the idea of offering to pay even though you probably wouldn't even have to do it? Huge, you are the a-hole.